Hello children, today we are going to learn a story about a wise king. This story is written by Sudha Murty. Sudha Murty was born in 1950 in Shigaon in North Karnataka. She did her M.Tech in computer science and is now the chairperson of the Infosys Foundation. A prolific writer in English and Kannada, she has written 9 novels, 4 technical books, 3 travelogues, 1 collection of short stories, 3 collections of non-fiction pieces, and 2 books for children. Her books have been translated into all the major Indian languages and have sold over 3 lakh copies around the country. She was the recipient of the R.K. Narayan's Award for Literature and the Padma Shri in 2006. Before reading this story, I want to ask you a question. If you were going to be left alone on a deserted island and could take 3 things with you, what would you take and why? If I were going to be left alone on a deserted island and could take 3 things with me, I would take my pet dog, food supplies, and a sleeping bag. My dog will be my companion and I will take great care of him. The food supplies will be for my dog and me. In the night, we will sleep in the sleeping bag. What is an adventure? It is encountering of risks, a bold undertaking in which hazards are to be encountered. And what is a wisdom? Wisdom is about quick thinking and taking quick action to solve a problem. This is what the wise Veeravara did to not only secure his present but also his future. The wise king. Veeravara, a brave and intelligent young man, lived in the city of Manmathapura who longed of adventure. At the age of 18, he took up a job on ship and traveled to many countries and had many adventures. One day, a storm hit the sea. The ship tossed and about everyone was thrown overboard, including Veeravara. Veeravara caught hold of a piece of wood to save his life. But while floating in the sea, he lost consciousness. Finally, when he woke up, he found himself lying on the sandy shore of an unknown island under the scorching sun. He was happy to be alive on a large island, and some miles inland he spotted a city. When he reached the city, he was greeted by a great crowd that cheered him, which left him amazed. He did not know what is happening. An elephant was brought forward and he was made to sit on his back. A sad-looking man was sitting there silently. The elephant marched towards a splendid building. Veeravara asked the old man, "Why do the people welcome a stranger like me in this grand fashion? What are they celebrating? And where are they taking me?" These questions made the old man sadder. "This is an unusual island," he explained. "The people here are very intelligent, but they have some funny rules. They are prosperous, but they don't have a king. They feel that if they choose a king from within themselves, he will be partial. So they wait for an unknown person to come to this island. When someone like you, a shipwrecked traveler, gets washed to the shore, they make him their king. They're taking us to the palace. You are our new king now. What happens to the previous king?" "And who are you?" Veeravara asked. "I was the king till you came along. The old king is given a day to teach the new one the ropes. Then he sent off to the next deserted island, where he has to look after himself. That's the rule." Saying this, the old man pointed to an island. Veeravara realized why the old man was sad, as he could see the dense forest where the old man has to live now. Veeravara was crowned king with great pomp. He quickly learnt his new job and became a good and fair king. But deep inside, a little part of him remained unhappy, as he was aware when a shipwrecked person will show up, he has to spend his days with wild animals and other retired kings. As he thought about this, an idea struck him. He ordered his men to go to the island and clear a part of the forest. Soon roads, shops, and pretty little houses were built on the island. People would go to the forest and see the wild animals. They gathered honey and fruit from the trees. And in a few years, the island was no longer deserted, but a cheerful little town. Now Veeravara was not worried at all. When the next king appeared, he would not have to fend for himself in the forest. Instead, he would live in a little cottage and grow vegetables. Years passed and he got older. The people loved him and were sad whenever they thought he would no longer be their king. Then one day, Veeravara called his people and said, "It is good when you make a person from outside the island a king. He is fresh and unbiased. But this may not always be a good idea. What if the next person who comes here is a crook? You will make him king without knowing anything about him. Instead, let's have a system where the cleverest people of this island are chosen and rule the place together. Then no person will have absolute power, and if one of them turns out dishonest, you can always remove him from the council." The islanders liked the idea and in a few days chose their new rulers. Veeravara handed over the kingdom to them and retired happily to his cottage, where he stayed till the end of his days. Thank you, children. Hope you have enjoyed your lesson.